In this video, I'm going to be making mac and cheese. This is from Crook to Cook. This is Snoop Dogg's recipe book, and we have made several recipes on the channel. Snoop Dogg, if you look it up, Tammy Done Snoop Dogg, you'll see that we've done mainly sweet things from him so far, and they've all been really good recipes. So I wanted to try his mac and cheese. So what you need is you're going to need 2 teaspoons of salt, plus more. Plus more for salting the water. You need 1 pound of elbow macaroni, 2 cups of milk, 1 cup of heavy cream, 4 tablespoons of butter, a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 5 cups of shredded extra sharp cheddar cheese. So we have 3 bags here, and we'll make sure that we get 5 cups out of those 3 bags. We're using the Sargento brand, but it doesn't matter. You need 2/3 cup of sour cream, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 2 teaspoons of dried mustard, a 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So the first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 400 degrees, and then you want to grease a 9 by 13 inch baking dish. So we use the Great Value vegetable spray, and we sprayed it. Then you want to put your elbow macaroni on to boil. So you want this to boil in a big pot of water. We're going to put it on to boil, and it is going to boil for 1 minute less than what they say. So they say from 8 to 10 minutes. We will probably let this boil for 9 minutes and then take it off. But while we get that started boiling, I want to tell you something. I want to point out something really quick. We believe there has been a misprint in the book, and we have not found that to be the case for any of the other recipes except for this one. They list butter twice. They list 4 tablespoons here. They also list 4 tablespoons here. They do not tell you to use the butter but 1 time during the recipe. So we believe they duplicated that. And then the second thing was what else was it? The flour. Right. So they have a 1/4 cup of flour here. They also have a 1/4 cup of flour here. Well, they only tell you in the directions, because we've read through this 3 times. They only tell you to add the flour 1 time, and it's that 1/4 cup. So I just wanted you to know that when you see that extra butter, I'm going to actually mark that out. And I'm going to mark out the extra flour because I believe they accidentally duplicated those. So now we're going to let our macaroni boil, and we're going to drain the water off from it, and we'll be back. While our macaroni is cooking, you want to put your milk and your heavy cream in a pan, and you want to just heat this up. You don't want it to boil. So while our milk is heating and our noodles are boiling, we are going to put the butter, a 1/4 stick of butter, and we're going to melt this completely before we move on to the next step. Okay, so our butter is melted. So now we want to add in the flour, and you want to whisk this constantly for 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so Kevin's been whisking this for about 3 minutes. So now you want to gradually add the milk, your warmed milk, to the pan, and you're going to whisk this in, and you're going to let this cook. Once you get it all in there, you're going to let this cook for about another 2 minutes. And you want it to thicken. We switched our whisk. I didn't even think about getting the plastic whisk out, the coated whisk. So now this is thickened and smooth. So now Kevin is going to slowly add he's going to add half of this cheese. So not all the cheese. We're only going to add half of the cheese. It says 2.5 cups. So we have 5 total. So we're only going to do half. 2.5 cups. And he's going to whisk that until it is fully incorporated and smooth. So now Kevin is going to add the sour cream, And then he's going to whisk that in until it is smooth. Okay, we think we found another, several mistakes in the book. Go ahead. Kevin is going to add, it says very specifically, add the pepper, the dry mustard, cayenne, and Worcestershire sauce. And then it says season with salt. I am not going to use 2 teaspoons of salt. I want you to see. This is what 2 teaspoons of salt looks like. If I put that in there, it's going to ruin it. Also,
I think you need the salt to taste as well.
Salt to taste. So do not do that, though. I'm telling you, don't do that. Also, the directions never mention nutmeg. They never mention when to add any nutmeg. So I measured out a half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. I'm not going to use that because, well, first of all, we thought that was a weird ingredient to begin with. But it does not say anywhere in these directions when to add the nutmeg.
Here, a little spoon.
So, so now you want to season with salt. Are you going to take a little taste? Don't burn your tongue.
It's all that on.
Okay.
It does need some salt.
Okay, so we'll put a little.
I'll put about like half of that.
I'm not even going to put that.
I would put half of that. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Because that cheese is a very strong, sharp cheese. And you need some salt to kind of help combat that strong.
Right. Okay, now it says our macaroni has finished boiling and we have had it draining in the colander. So now it says add the cooked macaroni to the cheese sauce and stir until combined. And we, it did not say anything about the heat, but we have turned the heat off completely because you're just stirring this until it's combined. And then Kevin is going to take this whole mixture and he's going to spoon the mixture. It says spoon it, but we could pour it into the prepared baking dish.
I actually turned my heat off back when once it thickened up before I even added the cheese or anything. I haven't had the heat on the whole time.
Because you don't want your milk to boil.
Right.
You need a big skillet for this, just so you know, because it has to hold a lot. So we've gone through 2 skillets because we didn't realize we needed one so big. And so we moved to our great big skillet. So the bigger the better for this. So he's going to even this out a little bit, and then he's going to put the remaining 2.5 cups of cheese over the top. And then once he does this, we are going to bake it for 25 to 30 minutes or until golden and bubbly. And you, of course, want to serve it warm. It says if you're not serving it the same day, the mac and cheese can be kept covered in the refrigerator for up to 3 days, or in plastic wrap and aluminum foil in the freezer for up to 2 months. So this would be a good freezer meal. Like if we knew, oh, we like this so much we want to have it for Thanksgiving. Well, heck, you could make it right now and pull it out at Thanksgiving if you wanted to. Because we're in October right now. So if somebody watches this next July, they'd be like, what? But yeah, we're in October when we're making this. And so that's why we could keep it for Thanksgiving if we wanted to. Or for 3 days in the refrigerator. So, but we're making ours right now. We're going to make it tonight. So I'm going to set my timer for 27 minutes. But then when it comes out of the oven, we'll let you know the full amount of time it was in for. I ended up leaving mine in the oven for 32 minutes. And you can see it is bubbly. The cheese has melted, but it's not, it didn't brown.
Some of the edges did.
Some of the edges did, but so if you want yours to be brown, you'll want to leave it longer. But I'm just going to take it out with a spoon and show you how it looks. We like the crispy pieces. So I want to get some of that crispy edge off there. But we're going to give it a second to cool off. and then we'll give it a try. Mac and cheese, and this is spelled M-A-C-K, mac and cheese. Another Southern staple. If you in a soul food spot and they're not serving up some real thick, real cheesy mac, you messed up somewhere and might as well dip. Shout out to Edna Lewis for helping to get our food into these types of cookbooks. You know, the stuff that we eat on. Now, there's classic mac and cheese, and then there's Boss Lady's mac and cheese. Yeah.
Boss Lady.
This right here was inspired by my wife, Shantae Brodus, aka the Boss Lady. She knows that the way to a dog's heart is through his stomach. So she's making enough of this cheesy treat to keep the dog always coming back for more. She just knows my flavor and what to do to make it taste just the way I like it. Bet you can't do it like she do. What's so special about my baby's mac and cheese? Simple. It's just like Carlton from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's cheesy as a mofo. Okay, it says it serves 4 to 6.
4.
It's a big plate. That'd be a lot of macaroni and cheese. We can eat a lot.
It's a whole lasagna pan.
It is. It's a lot of macaroni and cheese.
It's a lot of macaroni and cheese.
And like I said, we've made a bunch of these recipes. I know, right offhand, I can remember we made like his chocolate cake. It was delicious. We've made the brownies. We've made, we made brownies. We made chocolate chip cookies. No, spaghetti. Yeah, we made the spaghetti and meatballs, and it was delicious. So yeah, I forgot about that. Okay.
When I was tasting, I told Hanny before we started, so when I was tasting that cheese sauce just to make sure it had enough salt in it, I said, it's got a little kick to it. Do you get that little kick in the back of your throat, a little burn?
Not yet, no.
Oh, really? I get it. Got it the first bite. I'm sure it's the cayenne pepper.
When it's baking, what you smell a lot is the Worcestershire sauce, which is surprising because it only has 2 teaspoons.
Yeah, but you can even taste a little bit of it in there.
Oh yeah, you can taste it. I love the texture of this.
I worried about you with the sauce. Like it's a little bit more of a thicker, saucier kind of texture. I didn't know if you would like that or not.
Oh, you worried about me specifically?
Yeah.
Whether I would like that or not.
Well, you like the texture that kind of like, I won't say pasty because that's the wrong word, but just a thicker sauce.
You know what I think helps a lot is because it's going to depend a lot on what kind of cheese you buy. Your 5 cups of cheese.
Yeah, don't buy cheap cheese.
We bought that Sargento cheese, and it's kind of like it's almost like a Tillamook where it's big, thick
it's
pieces of cheese.
Big wide cut.
Yeah, wide cut pieces. And so I really like the texture of that firmer cheese on top compared to the softer inside.
Yeah, it's nice. It does have kick. I can't believe you haven't really got any of that. The back of my throat has got a little tingle going on. But you get lots of cheese. I'm really surprised at the sharp cheddar because this is sharp, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm surprised that I like it as well as I do because sharp cheddar is not a cheese.
Extra sharp.
Yeah, extra sharp cheddar is not a cheese I would want to eat all the time. But it really goes good with this.
No, but we put extra sharp cheddar in like sausage balls and stuff like that because it really stands out.
I think you could probably do it with some, maybe half and half if you wanted to. If you didn't like that extra sharp, but...
I think this is delicious. I love the chunkiness of it. And it is that inside part where all that milk is. Now, cream. I don't even want to know how many calories this is because it's probably awful. Will I get me another plate full of this?
Oh, yeah,
absolutely, for sure. It's delicious. I think the thing is you need to have the time and not mind doing a bunch of dishes. And of course, we had extra dishes because you need to get a big pan, skillet out.
We got a big pan that's like this tall on the edges. And probably, I don't know, 12 inches or so. You need to start with that,
and you just need to be ready to wash some dishes and not mind. So while this was in the oven for all that time, I was washing dishes.
Pretty much all the time.
Yeah, and what did I say? I left it in for 32.
2 minutes.
So he said 25 to 30. I left mine in for 32. But we like a little firmer top on ours.
Yeah. And it's fine the way it is though.
Oh yeah, I love it. I think it's delicious. If you're willing to go to the trouble, then I do really love this.
Yeah.
I do think there are some typos.
Yeah, I don't think nutmeg would be good.
I don't think the nutmeg was even supposed to be on there because they never specifically said to put it in there. So I don't think it was supposed to be in there at all. But
yeah, because they very specifically called out the other things. They never mentioned that.
They didn't mention that. And I read over and over again to make sure that I wasn't
and I read
missing
it twice too.
Yeah, so we just, it just wasn't supposed to be in there. And just know, if you have this book, cross out one of the butters and cross out one of the flours because you're only going to need that one time in there. But other than that, I think this is another really, really good recipe from this book.
And just know I do get a little bit of that heat in the back of my throat, but it's not bad. It's just know that it's a little bit there for me. But some spices affect me more than you.
Right, exactly. But yeah, if you like a lot of cheese, you will definitely like this.
Yeah.
So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. I wanted to show you, we can now understand why this can be a meal for just 4 people. At first, we thought that was funny, but we made this our dinner. So we didn't have anything else. We didn't make meat or vegetables or anything like that. This was our dinner tonight. So if you make it for a dinner, which it's absolutely delicious. This is 5 out of 5 macaroni and cheese. But if you make it for dinner, you're going to get full. Kevin said he is absolutely stuffed.